Okay, this is a deck review, and then we're going to look specifically at the sword suit of this deck. This is an art deck. Um, Recently came out, I think it came out in the last year or so. The Nicoletta Ceccoli. Some of the images in this deck are fantastic. It's an art deck. So it wasn't made for the tarot, but it was used and then fit into the tarot. And the book is interesting. It is kind of dark. You know, it is kind of a shadow deck a little bit. The pictures are haunting. And I'm very drawn to the pictures. I just like the art style a lot. So we're going to look at the deck really quickly, and then we're going to go through the the sword suit, and then I'm going to read what the book says about the different cards, the different, the 14 cards that are in the swords. It's interesting, yeah, because I've looked at this deck. I didn't really look at the book, and I kept saying, I don't know where they're going with these images. Some of the images are very strange. But that's because it was, they are her images. I don't think they were changed at all. I don't know. Maybe they were changed a little bit. Anyway, so let's start with the review of the deck. And it's kind of like, I don't know, like a realism, neo-realism or something, playful, whimsical. The Fool. The Fool. The Magician. You see, it doesn't have any of the normal things that the magician has, but it definitely has the mask, which can be a magician like taking on a different persona or something. And there's a caged bird in here. The interesting thing about this deck is it's got some weird, unusual images and detail that could be very interesting when you do a reading. So you do sort of have to know your numbers, because sometimes you don't know what it is. This is the Magician. The High Priestess. There's no water. There's no, there's two trees here, which is kind of indicative of the columns. It's a wonderful, and there's a lot of blue. It's a wonderful picture. So that's the High Priestess. The Empress. In nature, looking at bugs. Little Napoleon is the Emperor. You see, the two are don't seem connected at all. But that's okay. The Monkey is the Hierophant with his supplicants here. So his stance is certainly of a Hierophant, or the Pope. He's got the Pope hat. This is the Lover card. So this is unusual. You got the snake, you got the tree, and the girl. The Lover card. You might look at this and think it's the devil, but it's the Lover card. I mean, this is adorable. It's the Chariot. Eight. Eight is this strength or is this justice? I don't know. Let me see what 11 is. This must be justice. Let's see what they say about justice. Let's see if I got that right or not. Justice. Yes, this is justice. Take care to maintain your ethical balance. Any move you make now will have consequences. Act for the highest good. So this is what's curious about this deck. You look at this deck and you don't know what it is. I had to look it up. But then when you read it, Take care to maintain your ethical balance. Any move you make now will have consequences. Act for the highest good. Key concepts: karma, responsibility, and legal matters, and honor. So that's a really unique take on the Justice card, and I like it. Take care to maintain your ethical balance. You see she's balancing on the cards. Any move you make now will have consequences. Act for the highest good. So it is the when you read the book, which is very unique, then you can see it in the cards, and that gives you, just next time I see this, I'll know it's Justice because she's balancing on the cards. This is the Hermit. She's first I thought it was the Wheel, but it's the Hermit, and it's because of the lantern there. The Wheel of Fortune. This is Strength. So 11 is Strength. 12 is the Hangman. They're hanging on a swing, so you could remember it from that. Death. I love this Death card. There's a lot of cards I really like. Temperance. Now, here we're talking. That's the Devil card, clearly. So there's no mistake in that one. The Tower. You see, it's kind of barely, it's solid on the bottom, but it's kind of wiggly on the top. This card, oh my goodness, isn't that beautiful? This is the Star. The Moon. And the Sun. The Sun is strange. You think it'd be a little sunnier. It's kind of dark for the Sun, although it has a honeybee. It has honeycomb with all of these bees. A strange coloration. I wonder if they have a positive take on the Sun or if it's a little on the dark side. No, all good things are coming to you. Open your hands to receive them. Sweet happiness is yours for the taking. So it's a good card. It looks the coloration looks kind of dark. This is Judgment, not Judgment. Yeah, Judgment, right? There's the key. And then the World. It's a globe, so that makes sense too. So that's the Major Arcana, quite charming, and is just the one I read. You can see that it's sort of a unique take that sort of does bring the card image to a meaning that's pertinent to the tarot. This is the Ace of Wands. The wands are on top, the numbers on the bottom. The cards are really nice. I love these cards. They feel really good. Two of Wands. Three of Wands. Four of Wands. Five of Wands. There's some change going on in that. Six of Wands. So let's read the Six of Wands, because they do take a curious turn on these. Six of Wands. Okay. Six of Wands. You are on top of the world now. Your achievements are secure, your spirits are high, and your allies are supportive and loyal. Victory is yours. So that has a lot to do with. I mean, it's similar. There's a reference to Rider-Waite, the Six of Wands. The thing that is sort of interesting to me is this coloration. It almost looks like a dark card, just like the earlier one did. The Sun. This is also dark, but it's a good card, a positive card. Seven of Wands. Eight of Wands. Nine of Wands, Ten of Wands. This is my other favorite card. This is the Page of Wands. All the knights have she's riding something. This is a woman's deck. There's no men in this deck at all. The Knight of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the King of Wands. Now we're getting into the pentacles or the coins. The Ace of Coins, the Two of Coins, the Three of Coins, the Four of Coins, the Five of Coins is another great picture, the Six of Coins, the Seven of Coins, the Eight of Coins, the Nine of Coins, the Ten of Coins, the Page of Coins, the Knight, the Queen, and the King. Now we're into the cups, the Ace of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Three of Cups, the Four of Cups, the Five of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Seven of Cups, Eight of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and the Ten of Cups. This would be the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the King of Cups. I'm just pretty much showing you the artwork. So what we're going to do with the sword suit, we're going to actually read each one of these. So you'll get an idea of how the book does refer to the painting and then brings it back to the tarot. And it's sort of Rider-Waite. So I'm going to show you how they do that, or I'm going to read to you how they work that out. Okay, so this is the Ace of Swords, and this is what they say. Happiness is won at the cost of another's misery, is not worth the price. Consider any new opportunities presented to you and weigh their potential for harm. Now that's not Rider-Waite. That seems unusual, so that's a little odd. Okay, the Two of Swords. Proceed slowly and with caution. The situation holds possible danger or failure, but if you are careful and pay attention to details, you can reach your goal. This is the one where the Rider-Waite, the lady is blinded and bound. She has a blindfold on, and has the swords that are crossing, so she has to make a decision. So this says, proceed slowly with caution. The situation holds possible danger or failure. And you see that in the card. But if you are careful and pay attention to details, you can reach your goal. So it's an interesting card. It's not completely Rider-Waite, but it can be read in a very interesting way. And it pretty much tells a story like it says. Proceed with caution, be careful. It's a little sketchy what you're doing here, but you can do it as long as you're careful and pay attention to the details. This is the Three of Swords. Affairs of the heart do not go well, but the situation may be exaggerated and not as bad as it seems. Take time to regain perspective before continuing or communicating. So this is a card like the Three of Swords going through the heart. It's like, yeah, it's a little rough. Just don't do anything. Just relax. Take time to regain perspective before continuing continuing, or communicating. And then they have the key concepts: sorrow, emotional drama, misunderstandings. So again, that's very readable, especially with these definitions. The Four of Swords, she's in bed here, or in a crib. Quiet your swirling mind. It's time to rest and sort things out. Do not take any further action. Take care of your mental and physical health. Key concepts: recovery, meditation, a healing respite from troubles. Again, that's very Rider-Waite, and you could definitely see that in the cards. It'd be easy to read. Number 5. The situation is not winnable. Someone is not playing fair, or the odds are just too great against you. Retreat and live to fight another day. So that is Rider-Waite when there's people fighting with the swords, right? Yeah, I think so. And the key concepts are defeat, injustice, malicious intentions. So this shows that. And it gives you a lot to read, especially if you use this Five of Swords definition. This is the Six of Swords, where they're going off in the boat. When something has failed or been defeated, it takes time to recover. Seek out whatever help you need to heal from the situation. If you are the victor, do not gloat. So you get to see this as, this moving on to safety, having gone through this, you're moving on. The key concepts: rest after anxiety, compassion for all parties involved. So again, that's a really, really, it has more than one meaning, which I like. Rest after anxiety, compassion for all parties involved. So that's really interesting, I think. The Seven of Swords. Do not cheat or take shortcuts to achieve your objectives, and be watchful for unethical behaviors in others. Plots and secrets are possible. Be on the alert for deception. So here's this girl walking. There's someone here. She doesn't know what's going on with that person. Again, it tells the story, and it gives a little bit of a different twist. Do not cheat or take shortcuts to achieve your objectives, and be watchful for unethical behaviors in others. Plots and secrets are possible. Be on the alert for deception. And so you can see that in the card. The Eight of Swords. Uncertainty and suspicion rob you of your independence, making you feel trapped or helpless. Get your facts straight and don't be intimidated by mere shadows. Key concepts: restriction, paranoia, giving away your power. That is a great take on the Eight of Swords. The Nine of Swords. There's these people down here. Your nightmares are creeping into your waking world, and your fears are justified. Either stay quiet until the crisis passes, or stand and face it bravely. Key concepts: paralyzing fears, panic, primitive instincts. Again, that's it shows it in the picture. There's a lot of things that you could use to riff on this card, and it has a meaning that's similar to the Nine of Swords, but it sort of fleshes it out more. I really like this. I really like this book. 10. This is funny. I think I read this before I started this video. 10 of Swords. The situation is ruined, and it's time to cut your losses. It's cutting the cake. Cut your losses. Grieve for what might have been, but don't stay in the dark place too long. Gather your courage and begin again. Now, see, this is much better than a Rider-Waite. With the swords in the back. I mean, this does talk to completion. It talks to regaining your power and your courage. I'll read it again. The situation is ruined, and it's time to cut your losses. Grieve for what might have been, but don't stay in the dark place too long. Gather your courage and begin again. Key concepts: the end of a bad time, release of failure, moving on. Okay, this is the, well, she calls it the Knave, so it's the page, but they call it the Knave. The Knave of Swords, one who has an inquiring mind, always seeking to know more, needs positive outlets for curiosity. It kind of says that in the card. The Knight of Swords, one who rushes in without adequate planning, may harm others through carelessness and reckless haste. The Queen. One who wields quiet power behind the scenes may be more dangerous than is easily perceived. So, you know, she looks like a sweet little girl here, but she could be dangerous. She's got the knife. Careful. And lastly, the King of Swords, one who plans and strategizes thoroughly before acting, brings a brilliant mind to any situation. That's sort of typical of a King of Swords. So the thing about this deck, well, the artwork is, you know, it's not for everybody, but I love the artwork, personally. And some people find it very creepy. I don't know, I think it's haunting in a good way. And to be honest with you, I really kind of like the interpretation of the cards with the book. I think it really fills it out. It takes a germ from the Rider-Waite, but then really kind of fleshes it out more and gives it a new twist. So this is a very twisty deck that I think, you know, you'd have to use the book. You have to get used to the pictures and maybe look at the book. You could just look at this and do the you know, look at the book and then, or not look at the book, look at the card and just use what you know of the Rider-Waite. But I think you'd be missing a lot because I really think this is a very unique deck with the definitions. So that's my my little short review on the Nicoletta Ceccoli Tarot. It's one of a kind. It's an art deck, very unique. The book is, I love the, and you know, the other thing you could do is just use whatever your favorite deck is, use this book sometimes and get some other meanings for the cards, you know, that you kind of get stale sometimes. And this will give you some other ideas. So in that sense, I think it's pretty good. Well, anyways, thanks for watching. I hope this wasn't too long. Have a great day.